I think we're done putting ourselves over. No, Kaliko?
Never done. I mean, we're never done putting ourselves over. Always grateful to put ourselves over.
Well, it was a good week for, well, no, it was a great week for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the news. Um, and it was a good week for TNA. Last, well, 2 weeks on, uh, 2 weeks on the show, we talked about TNA going to AMC. The possibilities of that happening. Well, it happened 2 weeks later. Um, TNA will be on AMC TV moving forward. I believe they said current episodes will stream or be on the AMC Plus app as well. Um, if you believe rumor and innuendo, WWE has no issues or quarrels with TNA going to AMC either. So honestly, I would say that this is a big win for TNA now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest platform that they're going to have. So, I mean, it, it kind of worked out for them, but we also were like scared of the fact that, uh, I mean, technically, I mean, they had the opportunity to be the biggest show on that channel. So that is what you're hoping for, right? If you're a wrestling guy, they got the platform. Now it's about capitalizing.
And hopefully they could do that. With obviously the partnership with WWE not going away anytime soon. Um, I'm I'm optimistic that they could maybe do something a little bit higher than they have. Um, but then again, they are TNA and they do TNA up things. So we will see if they could actually, make something of this. Hopefully they do. But yeah, I think like I said, I think that this is a good move for them. They're already talking spin-offs, talking TNA with that comedian that nobody necessarily knows, but is some apparent reason talking about these shows. And CM Punk is going to be on there for some apparent reason as well. So, good for them. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about Talking Dead, Talking Soul, Talking all of the shows that didn't really need to be talked about after the episode.
Right. Right.
But yeah, um, well, with TNA going up, um, AEW might be going down. Um, it has been confirmed that Netflix is in serious talks about talking about acquiring Warner Brothers. As of right now, a full deal hasn't been met, but they are finalizing that deal. Um, if you looked at the press release, of all of this that they're exploring, they mentioned, all of the things, Warner Brothers is known for. Obviously, DC Comics is a part of that. Um, yeah, AEW was not mentioned whatsoever. Which kind of makes you wonder, with AEW, with WWE, obviously on Netflix, could AEW be looking for a new home sooner rather than later?
I mean, it could be. It's just a matter of. I wouldn't put it like in when it comes to that regard. We'll see what is bought by whom. I mean, we'll see how it goes, right? Because one, this is a rumor. Two, we got to see what the final paperwork looks like when it's acquired. So let's just see how it goes for AEW in that regard.
Well, I don't from what I'm hearing, it's more or less a done deal at this point. So I feel like we have to talk about the very real possibility that AEW might be, you know, I don't want to say out of a job at this point, but you know,
Network listener.
isn't it a
I kind of
conflict of
find it. I find it hard to believe because TNT and as long as they on TNT and TBS, it's kind of part of it. So
but so I mean if they don't integrate HBO Max into Netflix, I would assume that they would be okay. But they're paying like what billions of dollars to WWE to have them on Netflix TV. If WWE says, that don't work for me, brother, that could be a problem for AEW, no?
it could, but it's up to Netflix to determine how to make that coexist. Because keep in mind, WWE is just an adversary, a platform. Netflix is the platform. WWE is the content. So it's not like they have a big demand with they. If it was like USA, NBC, I could see them having that kind of a demand because they had history with them, right?
Hmm.
They don't have history with Netflix. I mean, their history with Netflix is barely a year old.
Right.
So it's not like they have the cachet to tell Netflix who and what to do. Especially considering that, Saudi money that bought them like Royal Rumble and WrestleMania literally in the same year. Is within a year of each other.
I think any which way you look at it, it's going to be a problem for AEW if they get acquired, if Warner Brothers gets acquired. To how big of an extent, I don't know, but I guess we'll see. You mentioned, the Netflix deal. Obviously, that's a big deal. Um, um, the what is it called? Not AMC. Um, the Sports Network, not CNN. What am I thinking of here? ESPN. There we go. ESPN. Uh, it was rumor and innuendoed, and even a little bit influenced by Freddie Prinze Jr. That ESPN has not been happy with WWE's performance when it comes to their PLEs being on their subscription channel. Uh, ESPN has straight up denied that at this point. Um, WWE says everything's fine, um, but it kind of seemed like ESPN wasn't happy to have them on the platform to begin with. And now that they're not necessarily doing what they thought they would on their platform, it's only keep putting, more bad feelings on WWE to begin with. I I would either say that WWE would have to change something drastically, in order to get more people talking, or the ESPN deal isn't necessarily going to stick for as long as everybody may have intended it to be. What say you, Kaliko?
Well, here's the thing: the ESPN deal is solely an American deal. It's not an international deal. So the metrics in which they're measuring for subscriber count, well, I don't know how much they were expecting because let's say there's 330 million people already there, and let's say the other part of this is there's a couple of caveats with this. You have the people who are already subscribed, and then you got the people who are getting it through their carriers, and you got people who are waiting on their carriers to negotiate the deals to get through the carriers. And I am in that category of class where YouTube TV is negotiating with ESPN to have ESPN Plus as a part of their, as a part of their uh, channel platform for next year in 2026. So that's why it's like, why would I subscribe when I could get it through the carrier? Same with Verizon. Verizon's the same way with this. Like, where why the hell would they? Why the hell would they go through that part when they could just, you know, why would they go through that route when they could get it through their provider slash carrier?
Or to
So
Captain Jack Sparrow as well.
that too, or Captain Jack Sparrow vice VPN. So it's a lot of variables with that. Like, I think ESPN did this just to try to be the hub for everything, and they were working, and they just did it as a network to be like, okay, all the other people who have these cable companies work with us, not the other way around. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because, and the only reason I say that because I know for sure because ESPN and YouTube TV, ESPN and Google had a falling out over it because ESPN wanted them to lower the rate, and ESPN was like, hell no, and then they came up to with a deal, and now it's ESPN Plus, which is that part of WWE, is supposed to be that whole part where WWE and everything is going to be a part of my package. So it keeps me from having to subscribe to ESPN Plus.
But when you're paying $10 a month, and for most the PLEs were originally on Peacock.
Right.
$10 a month, you're not just getting WWE content, and I mean you got a lot of WWE content. You also get um you know all of Peacock's library, which if you like TV, movies, I mean who doesn't? You're not just getting WWE content. You're getting a lot more with it. When it comes to that appeals to a wide mass of individuals. ESPN, like I like I've said in the past, I don't watch other sports than WWE. I'm fully, pro wrestling. So, I mean, spending $10 and you get all of this content, or spending $30 just to watch, WWE PLEs, it's just not, it doesn't make sense and I feel like this is for a lot of people. It doesn't make a sense for a lot of people. And if you're paying, $10 and the PLE is, let's say less than, I mean, let's face it, it's 5 matches every PLE. You, well, you get what you pay for it. It was $10, 5 matches every month. Now you're paying more, but you're not getting more matches. And I feel like WWE has to restructure their PLEs to make them look more enticing for people going forward if they're going to actually want people to pay the $30 for, you know, ESPN going forward. Because,
What
yeah,
the killer with that is that we're saying that as they literally put 46,000 people in the state. It's kind of hard to tell them to change your way.
well, I
they
mean,
look, they
I
look
mean,
like, bitch, we just put in 46K in a stadium.
What color?
What the fuck are you talking about?
but I mean, that's a I would say that that's a different concept because it's war games, and it's kind of like the Royal Rumble. You only know that you can go into the paid preview knowing that you're not going to see as many matches because the one match is going to take up the bulk. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. It's just a matter of I always the one thing I always told about like had a problem with WWE is that they serve too many masters.
I'm
Right.
cookie.
Right. That's the biggest problem with this because they're dealing with CW for NXT. They're dealing with um, Netflix for Raw. They're dealing with USA for SmackDown. They're dealing with Peacock for certain things. They're dealing with Netflix for other things. So the problem is that them as an entity are serving too many channels and it's building a friction to where people are not willing to keep up with any of this shit. I mean, other than YouTube and Twitter clips or going to the shows.
Right.
So that's where if I would have a problem with it, because people hated Vince, but at least Vince had it all in one area.
Right.
Like you couldn't miss that shit. Like even if he had like Fox and USA, at least at best it was two. But I think the fact that they're serving too many platforms, and I get it that they're trying to expand it, but by expanding it, they're creating the friction themselves in which people would get it unless you're overseas where, you know, Netflix kind of rules king. But if you're in the US, you're thinking CW, what, maybe is local, but think about that. Your local cable provider, uh, uh, Peacock, that's $10. Netflix, that's $7. Granted, you could probably get those. I mean, the Netflix you probably get subsidized with your cell phone plan, depending on where you are. But SmackDown, that's cable, so it means you got to have YouTube TV or VPN for Netflix, and then PLEs. If you're overseas, it's on Netflix regardless, which means PLEs, VPNs, or Peacock, and then you got ESPN for the PLEs. So it's just like it seems like you're having to go through hoops to watch something that you love, and that's the biggest problem. That is the hugest problem of all of this,
Right.
but it's a U.S. issue, not an international issue.
Well, and you know, us as wrestling fans, we are creatures of habit. We are conditioned that Mondays at 8 is Monday Night Raw, and on Fridays at 8 is SmackDown. So, you know, it when you don't when you don't have that routine, the routine is kind of, you know, you don't necessarily follow anything. If you're conditioned to do something, you're going to do it. But if you have to think about something to do it, then a lot of people are either going to forget or put it on the back burner, which a lot of people have since, you know, all of these deals happened.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, all these deals happen, and unless it's in your town, I mean, and you're like a person who got it like that, or willing to share your passwords like that, no one's really it's really tough to keep up.
But you know who is going to be at these shows no matter what? Green short
Me?
guy.
Oh, I thought you said about.
Well, I mean, you can be there as well, but I don't think you're flying to Paris anytime soon. Oh,
I mean, I got a passport. Don't get it twisted.
well, um, Nick Khan was on, I believe it was Logan Paul's podcast, and Logan actually asked, Nick Khan, what is the deal with Green Short Guy? Apparently, there's a rumor and innuendo going out there that Green Short Guy actually went to a WWE event many years ago and actually got injured when maybe a brawl or something happened outside the ring. He got hit. He sued WWE, and instead of making a cash settlement, he agreed to have front row tickets to any WWE event that he wanted to go to. Essentially, free tickets for life. Uh, Again, that's that's a rumor and innuendo. Uh, Nick Khan denied those rumors and said that he just buys tickets to these events. Um, he goes um, he goes through the fan hospitality people. I can't remember what their name on site or on something on the
On
map
location.
on location. Thank you. And he buys those tickets. Um, I mean that's what he says, but I would definitely call bullshit to that. uh, I do believe that there is something with Green Shirt Guy. I could not tell you what it is, but him just buying tickets to these events seems like the least likely, considering how many he goes to in 1 year. What say
I
you,
mean,
Ken?
he was the. I mean, it could be the case because he. There was a point he was the guest or bell ringer at the goddamn at Mania 42. Or was it 41? Mania 41 rather. So I mean, it's not out of the realm, who knows? But it's not out of the realm of possibility in which you know. But I, it's always there. Someone's gonna ask him. He's not gonna tell. No one's telling anybody anything. So I don't know why we trying to get to the bottom of something of which. I mean, he walked the ramp with a group of people. I think he had the bread for it. I personally, I think he got the bread for it. Because it ain't a group of MFers ain't just gonna run around, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Walking down the ramp, who knows?
Well, I mean, if you were an eccentric billionaire, would that be the short that you choose to wear?
Billionaires wear the most camouflage clothing of all time. Bill Gates don't run around with Gucci on. Motherfucker wear Walmart polos and goddamn jeans.
I mean, technically, but he's also in tech, so I mean, if you're in tech, you have no taste.
Bezos wasn't like that when he first started. He wasn't in tech.
Bezos was uh, in the marketing,
That's my
and
point.
Amazon used to
Marketing
be a
is not
bookstore.
tech. Yeah, Amazon used to be a bookstore, but before he even became the Bezos that everybody knew now, he was not that flashy. Like most rich people are not flashy. They're camouflage. They camouflage in plain sight because they don't want people to know that they got the money. It's certain people who do that. Or they wear regular clothing, but their regular clothing is more expensive than our clothing.
It just
Because
looks.
they do have T-shirts that are white tees that are like $2,000 a shirt,
Which
which
makes
are
no
fucking
fucking sense, but okay.
which are phenomenal. I felt one of them bitches. Them bitches are off the check anyway.
So, do you believe that he just it seems like you don't believe that he actually just buys his tickets like
Yeah,
everybody else.
I think it could be a bit of both. Because here's my thing: what was to stop him from being able to walk the ramp at 41? Because I'm pretty sure that package was available at 40. You see what I'm saying?
It was.
So, I mean, I would think it would be. So why wouldn't it? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you usually are close to the you're usually on the floor for Mania. Did anybody ring the bell in Philadelphia?
No, that's my point. Nobody rang the bell, but at 41, he was able to be the guest bell ringer, which was kind of odd. Uh, but then again, let's say that he wasn't a package guy. I mean, you know what? I'm on the floor. Next time I see Nick Khan, I'm going to holler at him.
So you think
I'm
that
going to
so you
holler
think
at
you're
the
going
boy.
to get information out of Nick Khan that Logan Paul couldn't get out of Nick Khan?
Hey, I talked to Nick Khan. He got me a belt. So, shit, I think I could get more than that, right?
Well, I guess we shall see.
I will give it a shot. Hey, that's all I can do, bro.
Well, somebody that you'll be seeing more of, unfortunately, is a one what is his name? Uh,
Yeah.
Andrew Schultz.
Oh, God, no. Fuck. Next.
Yeah, apparently Andrew Schultz is going to be around for WWE more often going into 2026. They apparently he made a good impression on them, so they'll be using him more often.
I don't need him near any of that. I'm good. I'm good. Andrew Schultz can get away from my wrestling.
Yeah, agreed. I don't know who decided that that was a good idea, but fire this individual.
Yeah, no, I don't need him nowhere near it. He can go on by his business and go and get the hell on, as my country folk would say.
Last night on SmackDown, Gunther defeated LA Knight to officially
Gunther
become
defeated
John
Lily.
Cena's last match on the 13th. So, yeah, I don't know how that would really that's really going to play out. I think LA Knight could have used it a lot more than Gunther, but obviously they see something in Gunther to want him to be his last match, I suppose.
And Gunther gonna be the first MFer to retire Cena and Goldberg in the same goddamn time. Uh, just think that through.
But does Gunther need it?
Um, well, you gotta think of it this way. Most people, it's funny because Busted Open, I was listening to Busted Open about this very topic, Gunther, the case from Gunther versus LA Knight. And the thing is that Gunther just came back, got this killer, he got his killer instinct back. And the final match is in DC. You got a foreigner and not Rusev, but a foreigner in Gunther going against the All American Kid and John Cena in the nation's capital on the final night. It's a lot going on. It's you know what I'm saying. It's a lot of intriguing stories there, and it kind of reminds me of shades of you remember 31 with Rusev and how Rusev should have been beat Cena at 31, and they had that whole thing there.
Right.
It's just that now that it's in DC, it kind of ups that ante, especially with like a rumor that the president's going to be there. So it's like the All American Boy versus the heel of heels. And Gunther, I think they're establishing Gunther because some tell me he's gonna fuck around and face Brock. They're gearing it. It's getting geared.
I mean, at some point we're going to get it. I think we were supposed to get it like 2 years ago at Mania. Maybe it was last year, I think.
Well, it wouldn't have been last year because Brock wasn't gonna be there last year.
I mean, it was only plans for Mania, I believe, last year. Before obviously the allegations about Vince McMahon came out, was to have Gunther versus Lesnar and Gunther.
Right. So I mean, the match that everybody wants to see. And no, I'm not talking about Sting and Taker. Um, but it gives him a chance to be a man. And plus, this kind of keeps him out of the title picture in a sense because it gives him something to hang his hat on. Hey, I retired not only Cena, but how many people retired Goldberg and Cena in the same year? That's some generational shit.
And I mean,
Can't knock
true,
it.
but I just
I can't
feel
knock
like LA Knight could have used it more. And I
it. LA
just,
Knight could have used him more if you knew he was gonna win.
what do you mean?
I don't think I don't think. Here's the thing: if they were going to pull the trigger on LA Knight, something's keeping them from pushing LA Knight.
That I agree on.
So that is what we need to figure out. What is this hurdle that Knight is going through that is keeping them from pulling that trigger on him? Because I don't think it's a LA Knight issue.
What do you think it is an issue with?
I don't know. Maybe it's a backstage politic issue. That's the only thing I can think of because that's the only thing that would keep someone like him from getting over. I mean, he's already over, but it's like they're not. He's at a level, and it's like he's not. They're not trying to take him to that next level.
Right.
And I don't know. It's because they feel like he's going to be bigger than them, and thus he's going to leave. I don't know what it is, but it's got to be uberly frustrating for Knight.
Right. Because, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, for a Survivor Series, he got fucked. He that should have been LA Knight, not Jimmy Uso in that match. And he was nowhere near Survivor Series, and that was like that was one of the biggest crowds they've done this year. And you can't tell me people didn't want to see LA Knight. You can't tell me that LA Knight didn't factor into what they were doing, because I mean they just like shoehorned Cody Rhodes in there, like it made no fucking sense. But I mean, LA Knight had beef with the Vision. He literally was going after Seth Rollins and the Bronze. He was one of the four guys. And then he got drawn into the My Time Is Now tournament, and like he kind of fell off the face of the earth. It kind of felt like, because he wasn't factored into any of the main storylines anymore. Like they're kind of pacifying him, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Oh, could be, but my thing is that West, yes, Knight could have been in there, but the reason Cody was in there is, in my opinion, and as we get there, they're setting up Cody Roman 3.
Right. But you
So
didn't need to set.
He was there as an extension of um, Drew is in, so therefore he's in. Now, yes, you're right. The story was all about um, uh, the Usos and Knight with the bronze. But let's not forget that CM Punk has also had an issue and is unresolved with LA Knight. So it's not like it's completely, out of the realm for him to come back in the picture.
I mean, it's not out of the realm, but they obviously didn't hit the iron when it was hot because I mean it seemed like a more interesting dynamic and story to have CM Punk, LA Knight, and Jey Uso all on the same team, and then you add Roman Reigns to the mix, and it just becomes so volatile. They tried to do that a bit with Cody, Punk, and Roman. I mean, it worked to some degree, but it wasn't as established as what Knight and Punk had been doing for the months leading up to Survivor Series.
Right. Uh, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just giving you that perspective. I don't think that, you know, I don't think he's out of it yet.
Well, somebody that might be in, somebody might be out, and that is a one Austin Theory. Uh, it is it's being reported, and I believe that it was actually him. The mystery man in the Survivor Series match that came and corpse stomped CM Punk was indeed Austin Theory. With Theory being the fourth man in division, the fourth man. Let's go with that. But if you believe the rumor and innuendo, the reason they did not reveal Theory yet is because they are still unsure if they are going to put Theory as the fourth man in the Vision. Um, uh, Paul Heyman actually wants Theory to be a part of the Vision because he thinks that he could make him a really big star. Uh, Maybe WWE is a bit apprehensive about that. Uh, they're thinking if things go long enough, they might consider saying that it was Chris Jericho that beat up CM Punk in
CM
War
Punk.
Games. I mean, they're gonna have to like seriously alter that footage because it looks nothing like Chris Jericho, or Chris Jericho has to have like you know serious weight loss in order to make it believable that he was actually the guy that was in that you know in the black.
I mean, hey, Ozempic.
I guess so, but I I feel like if Austin Theory was going to be a big star, he would have been a big star already. I don't necessarily. I think he's good as the funny guy, the comic relief, but as a big time player, I don't necessarily see it. And
Well, he was a young kid, so
huh?
give that time to. I mean, he's relatively still young.
I mean, I believe so, yeah. But again, I think if they were really that confident in him, they would have just revealed it at Survivor Series. But I mean, what say you? How do you view Austin Theory? Do you think he should be the fourth man? Do you think that they made the right move? What are your
Well,
thoughts?
the thing is that you can't if you're gonna have a guy, he's got to be a guy because Bronson's the guy. Bronson's the lead, right? Uh, oh no, Breaker's lead. Bronson's second. Logan's third. You need the guy like when it's time to take them hits that someone can take them hits.
The fall guy.
Yeah, so he would be a okay fall guy in that regard, right? Like, because you can't depend. I mean, Logan's there, but it's not like he's there every week.
And it doesn't mean he's going to take L's every week either.
That is true. So that's easy. So that's where I'm rather like perplexed with him. But yeah, why would he be the guy that like kind of takes the hits? Because I don't see it being Breaker, considering he's the number one contender now, and I don't see it being Reed because Reed looked fucking. If it wasn't for Brock and Drew, Bronson was looking hell strong in that match, like in the War Games match,
Agreed.
at least in my opinion. So I mean, I I, I think he's capable. I think he's capable of being the fourth guy. It's funny because the fourth guy ran right past us, and I'm like, I could not get a look on it.
Hmm.
What the fucking ever? So don't get me started. But I mean, I think he could. I don't see it out of the realm. A guy who's kind of fall into it his own. Because that also could probably give him a reason to kind of uh, take that, him joining that group and taking that aggression on Grayson Waller. Because that's still an unresolved thing.
But it was never really a thing that happened to begin with.
How was that ever a thing? They were never a thing?
I mean, they were ding, but and then Theory got injured and Waller just became a part of the New Day, and that was kind of it. Like there was not really, issues there. There's not really a reason for them to cross paths again, honestly.
Maybe. I mean, but it just gives them. I mean, you never know. I mean, I think that gives them something to do as a guy. Because I could see like Waller's asking like why you ain't called or whatever the case may be. So, or even Theory going why you ain't say shit. But because keep in mind they're hell bent on destruction against everyone. It's not to just one person.
Right. Right. Um. In unfortunate news, um, Larry the dog, has unfortunately passed away. Condolences to CM Punk and AJ Lee, on Larry. Uh, on a bit of good news is Trick Williams and Lost Legend got engaged over the Thanksgiving holiday. So congratulations to them.
I know. Congrats to them and condolences to one, and then Kenta posting pictures of dogs the same way Dave Punk's dog died. It's just nuts running around this thing.
And there's definitely something that I've wanted to talk about that happened last week. Um, Bret Hart revealed that he feels that Shawn Michaels and Vince McMahon were lovers back in the day.
Boy,
Actual,
he need to get out. Go with your wife, man. I love you, Brett. I consider you invited to the barbecue, but bruh, you falling down, dog. Don't go down the rabbit hole.
I mean, it's not. We literally had that as one of the conspiracy theories during our conspiracy theory episode. So, I mean, it could have happened. I mean, Brett even said he doesn't have any proof, but obviously he thinks that it happened. And
So you mean Vince McMahon was out there being the diddler before the diddler?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past Vince. And I mean, Sean was not necessarily in the best of state of mind to either say no or to actually remember what was going on.
I
So,
think he remembered what was going on because Sonny and them were a thing. So yeah,
but does he remember
Good.
his time with Sonny?
I think he does.
I don't know. Swan has said a couple of times, I don't remember doing that, or I don't remember that, or I don't remember this. I mean, you have to realize this man was on a lot of drugs at the time.
I can't say people don't remember any of their fucking shortcomings. What the hell is going on?
But I do feel, I will say, Brett is. I feel like Brett's just doing it to kind of get over and be entertaining. I'm sorry to say
Over
this,
being
but Brett has answered the same 10 questions for the last like 25 years.
They keep asking him the same 10 questions.
Exactly.
For
So,
some odd reason, they don't ask him about like him being on The Simpsons. They keep asking him about the screenshot.
right. So, at some point, Brett could be just not give a fuck anymore and, just throw out wild conspiracies. And then it becomes, I'm old man Brett. You know, uh, Sean was, Vince was fucking, Sean um, um, and Goldberg is a motherfucker. So,
I know, right?
you know, Brett is getting over, as that crazy bitter old man, and I think that it's a gimmick. If I'm being honest, that
You think old man Brett, is a gimmick?
I do. I think that he. If that now that interview was in front of a live crowd, and when he said, Vince and Sean was lovers, that crowd popped. Like the crowd popped for it. So, he's
In this day and age, they pop for any and everything at this point.
true, but I mean, I think Brett was playing to the crowd. So I think that, again, he's working a gimmick. He's being, you know, he's staying relevant as a WWE legend. Where, a lot of these other old timers, struggle to do so. You know what I mean?
I guess. I guess. Old man. Oh God. Old man Brett. Old man Brett being the gimmick.
Old man Brett, yeah. Um, and last bit of news, John Cena and WWE is being sued over the rights to John Cena's theme music, My Time Is Now. The do 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 do. Apparently, that was a sample of another song, that was recorded a long time ago, and the heir apparent to that artist is suing WWE and John Cena, because it's a copyright in.
Now,
Yep,
of all time,
the last time. The last time is now. I mean, it's
what
literally their Hail Mary. He's retiring and never using that thing again in literally what,
you wait
a week?
23 years later to fucking do that? That song went platinum, and you be selling it.
They never heard the
Oh
song.
my, what? You gotta be shitting me.
Yeah, 20
Wow.
years later, and they are suing WWE and John Cena over copyright
Over the
infringement
song.
over the do 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 do.
20 years later, he's like, I'm gonna get this motherfucker. So wait a minute. I guess I'm lost there because that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
mhm.
it's, and as a person who's a music enthusiast, when Blurred Lines came out and it sounded like Marvin Gaye, they didn't wait 20 years to be like, hey, that shit sounds like Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye estate didn't wait 20 years. They were like, oh no, give me my money now.
I mean that's Marvin Gaye.
No, it's the Marvin Gaye estate. But my point is that you mean to tell me you didn't hear this song in 20? Was he in a coma for 20 years? What the fuck? Sir, I'm gonna need an explanation.
Okay,
What?
so
No, no, no. I'm talking about the court. I mean, I'm gonna need one. The court gonna need one. We need this because that don't even make no damn sense.
so okay, just to kind of give some context,
Oh,
if you
I
can.
no 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 no. I understand it, but I need it from his mouth. No, no, no. I need it from him.
Well, well, maybe I could could provide that to you. So the person that made the song with John Cena, um,
The trademark.
yeah, he did an interview in 2017, and he said that, um, the sampling of the do 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 was actually from that song. So the people, the estate, got wind of it and they sued WWE at the time, which they actually did win, and they got a sizable amount out of WWE, and WWE was still allowed to use the theme because I it was 2017, so John Cena was still technically there. Uh, Now they're saying that there that song was featured in like commercials that were not WWE um official WWE official commercials. They were in other commercials, I think for Toyota or something. And they said that that wasn't originally a part of the deal, and that they lost in revenue because they used their their copyright, and now they're suing WWE and John Cena again for more money because they licensed the music. I think that's how it went. Uh,
Oh my god, that sounds like a loophole shit. That sounds like some loophole shit. If you ask me, my head is hurting just listening to that.
yeah. It just sounds like they're being super greedy, if I'm being honest.
I mean, you wait till a week before you retire to pull that out of your ass. You damn right. Like, sir, where was this? Okay, okay, if they say so. It's just saxophone in my head.
Oh, next week on well, actually, no. Today, later. Is it later today? Yeah, I think it's later today. NXT. Date Dateline, Deadline, whatever it is.
Deadline.
Yeah, Dateline with Stephen Korn or whatever his name is.
Jesus.
I,
David Muir? Like, what?
David Muir. Thank you, David Muir. Bob Costas.
These guys.
I don't watch Dateline. Um,
Yeah, obviously, clearly.
clearly. It's later today.
Lester Holt, like, Jesus Christ.
Walter Cronkite
Walter
and Barbara Walters.
who? Barbara Walters.
um,
Yes.
The Orange Survivor matches will be taking place later today, men's and women's. Not gonna do a full review of the show. Just too much on the agenda this on this episode. But I would just like to say, like, who do you got for the on Survivor matches, men's and women?
And so the Iron Survivor Women's is Sol Ruka, uh, Kalani.
Yeah, Solruka, Kalani, Lola, Jordan Grace, and Kendall Gray.
Oh my God. It's either Kalani or Jordan.
Why would you say Kalani?
Well, because Kalani just lost the TNA title, and she doesn't have a reason to get to the title unless she wins Iron Survivor.
I mean, also, but also Kalani is a heel right now, so you would have it would be JC versus Kalani.
Who cares? I'm about me. That's why I think it would be. I mean, it's a good lat for Kalani, unless Kalani is planning on getting a rematch for the TNA title. Or uh, I would think Jordan because he's been so close yet so far that it makes no sense. So this would be her get over the hump moment.
Well, I so
Lola. I
yeah.
know you want Lola. Come on, bro. We know what you.
Is it that obvious?
Yeah. Written all over your face.
Well, I mean, I would say, and I'm not just saying this because I'm partial. Lola makes more sense than Kalani, in my opinion, because she actually has beef with JC, and she was actually going for the title, and she had been screwed more than a couple of times, before, JC dropped the title. So
Mhm.
it would make sense for Lola to kind of get that comeuppance finally and have, a fair match against JC. Soul, I don't see her winning because she's having her issues with Zarya, and I think Soul has to kind of fall a bit more before you start to build her back up. Kalani, No. Kendall, no. The only other one is that I actually agree with you on is Jordan Grace. I wouldn't I really wouldn't want to put the title on Jordan Grace. I would say that it would be cold and it would just be obli obli just obligatory.
Obligatory.
Yeah, for them just to put it on her because they want to keep her happy because she is a TNA call up. But yeah, Lola or Jordan would make the most sense. But it's weird because like JC just won the title back. Are they really going to make her drop it again to somebody else at New Year's Evil? You know what I mean?
Well, that means Jordan. I mean, JC could. I mean, that's a possibility. They had no problem putting that title on her and having her drop it to Tatum.
Yeah, but I mean, she lost after months as champion.
Yeah, but it was to build that story of Izzy.
Yeah, but I mean, she just got it back, so you're gonna let her drop it 2 months after winning it back?
But I would think, I'm trying to think, the Iron Survivor. I'm trying to think the last Iron Survivor to win the title.
It was Julia.
Yeah, what is Julia?
Hmm.
So, I mean, you're going to have someone go through the gauntlet of winning the thing without to finally not get it? Because the whole point of it is like a stepping stone to, to be the next person in NXT.
Right. I I'm gonna go with Lola or Jordan. I think those are the two best bets. Your Kalani and Jordan. So we shall see. All right. The men's side, we got Joe Henry, um, Javon Evans, Miles Bourne, the guy from Dark State, and the guy from TNA. I can't remember. Why can't I remember his
Leon
name?
Slater.
Leon Slater. Thank you. So who wins that one?
It's JVon.
Think it's gonna be JVO?
It has to be JVon. It has to be, or Javon. It has to be Javon. Because I don't see Joe. I see Joe. I see this as a tune up for Joe because I don't think Joe's going to have the title in. Yes, Joe Hendry. So even my son knows Joe Hendry. Anyways,
Does he
uh,
believe?
do you believe in Joe Hendry? He said, yeah. There you go.
There you go.
And but I mean, but I don't see him. I see him being like a hot shot to the main roster, and they're just trying to get him in ring shape and shape to get him like and to be honest, he's looking in shape. So they're trying to get him up to the main roster. And I would think this would be a way for Javon to win it. Because here's my thing. My guess would be my ultimate guess would be is Javon wins it from Oba because the crowd was so hot for him to win it from Oba.
I would say that
My
it means significantly less now that
my problem is it's too late.
yeah.
Exactly. That would be the biggest problem is that and now it's too late. As the kids say, you a little bit late.
I'd say a lot late.
Hella late.
And I mean, you could do Javon versus Ricky, but then you run the risk of the crowd turning on Ricky because I feel like the crowd would definitely go with Javion way before they go with Ricky. I mean, yeah, the crowd has good faith with Ricky right now, but Javon has been there for, a lot longer than, Ricky, and they're gonna want to see him win. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like he's the it's kind of like he's in that Sami Zayn role.
Right. And I mean, you could get away with it with, doing it with Oba because Oba is a bit of a tweener. So, the people that like him will like him and the people that don't aren't. But, he doesn't pander one way or the other. But Ricky is a bona fide babyface. So, he has to have the crowd support.
Yeah. So it's good to know that we're on the same page. It's got to be Javon.
So, what about a second pick?
Second pick. I'll go with Joe just for the hell of it because I don't see any of the other two winning.
You know, this sounds maybe like a hot take, a bit controversial,
You're
but
thinking Dark State.
my first pick for this is gonna be the guy from Dark State.
I knew it.
For some reason, Shawn Michaels has a boner for these guys, which obviously just plays more into the Vince McMahon thing that we've been talking about. And he's like dead set on getting them over, and like nobody like fucking gives a shit about these guys, and like they're always in the mix. So they took down the Hardys. They're in there, every single week. They had their issues with Ricky, so it would make sense if you want to promote them, give one of them a title match and give Ricky, a dragon to slay, so to speak, that the crowd will be behind Ricky and not anybody else. He's a safe bet. And the second one, I would say, would be Miles Bourne, if I'm being honest.
Really?
Yeah, and I tell you why. He's definitely not ready to be world champion, but giving him the Orange Survivor title will definitely boost him and give him, a reason to be there. And then, when he loses to Ricky, at least you got, he has adversity to, overcome, going forward.
I guess. So we're basically the opposites at this point.
And literally nobody picked Leon Slater.
I mean, why would we?
Bitch, he don't go here.
You don't even go here exactly. Glad to know we're all understanding the assignment. There we go.
Alright, and that will conclude our coverage of the news.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.